In a world where things change as fast as the seasons, JCPenney is there to help make fashion count for everybody and everybody. The moment we wanted to make sure counted to you was Cassandra discussing making an impact in people who feel like an outcast and providing motivation to be their real, true self, saving lives.
They come up to me and they say, you changed my life when I was little. I knew it was okay to be different. I mean, mostly seeing the movie, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. They said, you made me feel like it was okay to be different. I felt like an outcast. And you were basically saying, fuck everybody. I'll be who I am. And it's okay. And so they come up and, I mean, honestly, sometimes they tell me they were going to commit suicide and that I kept them from killing themselves. I mean,
how does that make you feel?
Well, I fall apart, start crying, sobbing, and it just makes me feel like being Elvira was worth this one person, you know?
Isn't that
doing
something?
this gig. Yeah. I get emotional about it very much.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it's happened to me before.
I was going to say, has it ever happened? I bet it
Yeah.
has, because celebrities, I don't know, they kind of represent a person's feelings. They're in a movie or they're in a TV show. And
yeah, thanks again to JCPenney. The fall. Thanks again to JCPenney, the fall destination for the latest trends, budget-friendly fashion, and beauty products. Shop JCPenney in store or online. JCPenney, make it count.
Hilarious, first of all. Every time I saw him, I said, you should have been a comedian. I can't believe you were just, like an actor. You should have been a comic. He was one of the funniest damn guys.
Was he dirty? Like to say dirty jokes and stuff?
Not really. No, he was pretty. I mean, he did a little risque, but he was pretty old school.
What did you do with him, or where'd you meet him?
Well, he came on my TV show, a movie macabre. I couldn't believe it. I mean, at this little local TV show, and the director says, "Let's call Vincent Price up and see if he'd be on the show." And he came on. We were just in shock. So it was to plug a play that he was doing. And
how old was he at the time?
Oh God, that's a good question.
60s?
Probably. I was in my 30s, so yeah, he was probably in his 60s. But he was very good, energetic. You know, he was.
Was Vincent Price gay?
I'm thinking he probably was bisexual.
Oh,
but I definitely think he had a little thing going on. That's why we connected, because
yeah,
gay guys
little did
love me.
Gay guys do love you.
Oh, they do. Man.
And you've done, yes. I mean, I look. You've judged drag shows. RuPaul.
I'm going out to dinner with Peaches Cross tonight.
I watched that season where he won on what's it called
Drag Race.
No,
he wasn't on Drag.
He was on the two Boulay.
The Boulay brothers. Oh, was he?
He won. He won the season.
He's
and I
amazing.
watched it. Like I watched some seasons. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Yeah, I love the Boulay brothers. They're amazing. I love RuPaul too.
Are they nervous around you? When
yeah, I think a little bit.
Do you notice that most gay guys are mostly just enamored by you?
Mostly,
you feel that?
Yeah, I do. And
do any of them cry in front of you?
Oh yeah, I won yesterday.
Like what happened? What happened?
It's really amazing. They come up to me and they say, you changed my life when I was little. I knew it was okay to be different. I mean, mostly seeing the movie, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. They said, you made me feel like it was okay to be different. I felt like an outcast. And you were basically saying, fuck everybody. I'll be who I am. And it's okay. And so they come up and, I mean, honestly, sometimes they tell me they were going to commit suicide and that I kept them from killing themselves. I mean,
how does that make you feel?
Well, I fall apart, start crying, sobbing, and it makes me feel like being Elvira was worth this one person, you know?
Isn't that something?
This gig. Yeah, I get emotional about it very much.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it's happened to me before.
I was going to say, has it ever happened? I bet it has, because celebrities, I don't know, they kind of represent a person's feelings. They're in a movie or they're in a TV show, and
yeah, I can see you guys got a little emotion. Your eyes got a little.
I do.
Yeah. No, I think it's awesome. I think it obviously means a lot to you, and it means a lot to me. And it's funny in hindsight. You don't really. I mean, hindsight's 2020, obviously, but like while you're doing something, you're dealing with all the monotonous bullshit and, worrying about yourself and first world problems and all these things. And it's funny how all of a sudden, years later, you could be at a convention and someone will come up to you and say, "You saved my life." And I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Smallville saved my life. And I'm like, that sounds asinine. How could that possibly happen?
I know.
And they explain
exactly
why. And then you realize,
wow.
whatever I did, I'm lucky because I was able to inadvertently help this person.
Yeah.
And it is. I get emotional too. I mean, I'm very emotional about this stuff. But it is.
But I realized that what a big impact films and various actors had on me as a kid. Do you have that? Well, going to see Bye Bye Birdie and see Anne Margaret. Believe it or not, I go, oh, that's what I want to be. I just want to be like Anne Margaret,
Biggest crush.
And oh my God, she was so great. Oh my God, and she
beautiful.
still is. She's alive and she's wonderful. But that movie and then Viva Las Vegas with Elvis and Margaret changed my life. It changed the complete trajectory of my life. And who was oh yeah, I was reading Paul. A couple movies completely got into his head, given this idea that he was going to be this or that. And I was watching Arnold Schwarzenegger's documentary.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Pretty damn amazing,
It was
huh?
amazing.
But do you remember how he was?
Yes.
And he saw that guy. I don't know who that actor was.
Yeah.
And he just said, "Yeah, I want to be him. I want to be him. I want to be Hercules."
I don't think I ever watched something and thought. I mean, maybe later I started to think. I sort of tried to emulate Gary Oldman when I started getting acting in college and stuff. And I grew my hair long.
Good person,
and I would watch everything he did and read everything he had pictures of Gary Oldman and just wanted to be Gary Oldman,
But no film or television show made you go when you were a little kid made you go, "That's what I want to do," or I want to be like them,
big,
or
I think my dreams just felt like almost impossible growing up. So when I watched Empire Strikes Back or I watched Back to the Future, I looked at these things and I just remember enjoying them. But I don't remember going, I want to do that. I want to be that. It just felt too big for me. And I grew up in a really small town, and I was
Smallville.
Yes, but I was small and I didn't get girls, and I wasn't, I just didn't imagine.
You should have watched Hercules.
Yeah, I should have watched Hercules. I think all of a sudden, I knew I was sort of social a little bit. Like I was out there. I was eccentric.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was
really. That's weird.
But I remember, I did a play, and the teacher forced me to audition. And when I did that, I was a nervous wreck, and I couldn't believe it. It was so scary. But then the applause and the attention.
Ah, there you go.
That's
a
what
big deal
finally interested me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, this is allowing me to feel like I'm part of something, like I am good at something. And so I think I did it because I was good at it, and that's why I did it, because I wasn't getting that validation at home.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting that. So instant gratification is what I.
That's a good reason to do it. I had a good
and that's not good because it catches up to you.
Well, that's true too. Then when they're not kissing your ass, you're like, oh, what's the matter?
Where'd everybody go?
I gotta tell you this wacky story. When I was 3 years old, my parents put me up. My dad put me up on a table at a Greek restaurant outside of Randolph, Kansas, and I danced and I sang "How Much Is That Doggy in the Window?" And people threw coins on the table. And I think right then I was like, yeah, baby, okay, I can do this, and I get money.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I honestly think I got that in my little head.
I remember in college, my best friend Tom would.
Don't let keep you awake.
No, he's fine. He's just trying not to sneeze. No, but my best friend Tom, I'd be at a party in college, and he'd go, "Hey, this guy does impressions, man. He's really funny. Listen to these impressions." And I remember having like a bucket, I go, "Hey, tips." I do an impression of Rodney Dangerfield or Fire Marshal Bill or Nicholson or something, and they would throw dollars in, and I'd make like $20.
Nice.
And just doing impressions.
Yeah.
And need a cheerleader along the way. You need someone who believes in you, because a lot of times we don't really believe in ourselves until someone else believes in us.
That's
And
true.
did you feel like there was someone in your life that really believed in you and said, "Hey, I got your back. I know you can do this"?
Yeah, it's crazy. My family certainly didn't. They thought it was I was
Awesome.
out of my mind.
Right.
You know, I mean, we're in the small town in Kansas that it's like, oh
Small
yeah,
town.
yeah, we're in Smallville also. It's funny I didn't see you there. But it was like I'm dreaming. I'm maybe they down before they came out with it. But he really did. I said, I want to be. He said, what are you gonna do after high school? I said, I want to be a showgirl in Las Vegas, which, my parents said, you're not pretty enough, you're not tall enough, you can't do that. You have to be a good dancer. You have to.
That's horrible to hear.
Yeah, no, they were.
How old were you?
Oh, this was all from like, high
This was my
school
whole
years.
life.
So yeah, 15, 16, 17.
Right.
Um, and Mr. Samuelson, who later I found out was gay.
Good for him.
See, the gay man saved my
See?
whole life. I'm telling you. But he did. He just told me I could do it. He said, "Don't let that stop you. Don't let this stop you. Just forge ahead. If that's what you want to do." And it was the first time anybody had told me that if you want to do something, you can do it. I don't know. Everybody else said, you're crazy. Out of your
But
mind.
when people say you can do it, you have got to really. It's amazing how people think things just happen. And, oh, if you're, you have to commit to something,
You do.
and you have to work hard. You worked hard.
Well, you're not gonna believe what I did. In this case, it just happened. I like
What? Well,
I like
fuck you.
dreamed it. I know. Thank you. I went on a vacation with my mom and dad on like
Hey, I am on a live stream right now, just so you know. You're not disrupting it, but I'm home. Uh, what's going on? Hold on, let me use my headphones here. Second. It's like the audio quality is kind of shit. Um, can you hear me? I'm just trying to figure out why it's doing what it's doing. Um, hold on. I'm gonna do something with the TV to improve the audio. The audio is all staticky. I need new speakers for my laptop. They got blown out a while ago. Uh, how about well, yeah. Wait, nope. Visual sucks. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Oh. How are you? Oh, okay. Wonder if my text message just went through. Nope, none of them got delivered to your phone. Okay, it didn't work. Trying to set up my, everything from working at home now because Uber is kind of not as good right now, so I'm doing this instead. So, what's up? What's that?
Okay.
Okay.
Like you're very sensitive at night, especially when right? So it sounds like I'm yelling.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you're in your endeavor. If I was on a live stream, which I always am, but I'm just not like the calm theory. I'm the kind of deep person. I want to be focused.
I'm gonna be on here for a few hours.
That's fine. I'm just walking in and going, hey, how are you doing? But if you're in the middle of something and then I create a distraction, like what people have done to me all day.
I don't really care. I mean,
Right, but when you're in like go mode and you have a mission, people that like write dissertations or papers, what they do, like Mozart or some kind of, I don't know, something famous, right? Like, I can't even think of anything. What's the most famous artistic piece you can think of? Mona Lisa?
yeah.
Whatever. They concentrate, they become artistically inspired, and then they produce. But when that comes, let's say, think about it, like something totally, again, avant-garde is like you're not expecting it, impromptu, but all of a sudden the song comes and the lyrics are there and the intonation and everything, and the person's distracted. You can't get it back. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not like that.
But my
my endeavors right now are just keeping the live stream going and letting people know I'm around, and I'm just listing new listings in the buy it now until I get everything listed that I want listed, and then when that's done, I could do a different format for my live stream because
okay,
right
really
now,
quickly, I'm gonna cut you off. Why? My friend Jason,
yeah,
he's an older guy. Got it? Do me a favor. Put your thinking it's not rude to you. It means I'm at my limit, but I'm never gonna bring this up again. Right? It's important. I've thought about it. It's not, let me explain something. Introverts, they think things through and then they deliver a pearl that's thought through, right? They've cultivated it. Does that make sense to you?
yeah,
By the time
I'm not being
Jonathan,
an introvert when I'm in my live stream
right,
because
but
when
it's
I'm in
not
my
even
live
about that. You
stream,
love people, you just process internally.
I mean, you
So
can
by the
talk as
time I
much as
say
you
I
want.
have a pearl, I've thought it through for you already. It's been like a thought process. It's not just a random thought.
Oh,
My other really good friend drives for Uber, and then another really good friend I have, really good, drives, he would only drive Uber Eats, and the other one's Lyft. So they're all professionals, some of them are dads, engineers, whatever. They do it on their spare time. How would I know so many drivers? I don't drive, right?
yeah,
So I'm going to be taking rides 1,000 times more than the average time I hook up with Uber drivers. It's just, I'm around them way more, right?
yeah,
But this is the bottom line. One of their name's Jason. He's a dad, and I keep telling you, like, you're one and a half. All I see you do is work your butt off. You're always doing this quota thing. They're always giving you this carrot. You work, I see you do nothing but work. All the first, part of your money goes to paying the car off. But Jason, you don't have enough money to pay rent, and all I see you do is work. If you're like a lazy bum and like your rent's $800, if you work at McDonald's or something but part time, but you're working all the time, you're a dad. You get it? You need a different job. To him.
yeah,
Because I just see these incentives and all this. It's like the more that they promise you, the more time they see and the less it takes away, but I get you can supplement it. The reason I'm mentioning this to you, Jonathan, is because it's the same pattern, it's the same theme, which is you're too good to drive. You could do it in your spare time or whatever. Great. Maybe you love the socialization. Maybe if you make a couple bucks extra that week, great. But you do not. You're too smart, highly intelligent, and way too, above average to thrive like nobody could. Anybody is that.
I'm
Right?
aware of
You need
that.
an
I just
education.
got caught up in it. It's like what happens is
Right,
that
it's
you
enticing, but I'm telling you, I've got to be quick here. But I need rides. Because I go ruin the reputation of Uber and Lyft. Well, they're not going to like me very much, but oh well, I need rides. Get it? You don't want to go ruin your reputation when you don't drive. What I'm telling you is
it's not gonna ruin my reputation.
But no, mine. If I go and say bad things about Uber and Lyft, I don't need negative comments when I need rides. You get it?
But there's so many drivers out there. What are you worried about?
Right, but what I'm trying to tell you, Jonathan, is like they get you in tight and these really smart people. I mean, I'm talking about highly intelligent professionals have got roped into like Uber on the weekends thing. And then it ends up taking all their time and it ends up taking away from whatever they really wanting to do. I understand you need to make a living and that's maybe the way right now, but down the line, you're not actually considering that, right? You're just way too smart.
It's getting it's just getting worse as it goes through the holidays, like it normally does. Every year the same thing happens. It just gets harder and harder and harder until it picks up in mid-February. And it gets good, but then it gets harder, and it gets really good, and it gets harder.
During that harder part,
and then it's
you don't need to deal with that.
That's what I'm saying.
The kind of person, when you're in a career, you don't deal with like the
I'm aware of it.
It's always consistently. You have a line out. When you have a profession, you have a line out of the door. All you're doing is accommodating people. It's always the same. Just like everyone that works for me gets 283 hours, overtime, double time, triple time, Medicare, blah, blah, blah. No matter what.
But I'm aware of it, though.
So the thing is the consistency. You shouldn't have to go through 4 months of this lull while they're not making as much money.
It's not
you work your butt off.
It's not like.
Do they ever give you an incentive? And more.
You're just you know what it is? It's just gets harder. And the money isn't there, and they make it seem like, well, at least you're getting something, but I already know that it's worse than what I'm doing right now, so I'm not doing it.
Good.
That's it. So I could make more. I could make more doing what I'm doing right now. I'm just doing some of the stuff that needs to get done. That is kind of like grunt work. No one's really thanking me to do it. I'm not making any money doing it, but I'm doing it because it sets you up to make all that money. So I took out a personal loan today, and I have funds set aside, so I should be okay working at home for a few months. Not worried about it now. Today's day one. So, it might be quiet in my chat, but that's only because I'm just doing a buy it now show. And I'm just listing listings. But when I start doing a claim show, that's when I start hearing people say, hey, can I claim that? What's up? Hey, it's Living Room Con. How are you? And then when that starts to happen, that's when things start really rolling. So I'm not worried about it. I'm just trying to get all the work done that I'm just preparing for all that, But I'm not concerned. I don't want to step foot in my car unless if it's like to go to the grocery store, to go somewhere like the swap meet, or something like that. My body right now is like vibrating from the engine, and I don't like it. It is not.
Oh, wait, really quickly.
Yeah.
Do you want to know my very good friend that drove? Because again, I haven't driven. For like 8 years, I have a full vehicle. I don't need that.
It's been 8 years.
8, I
Wow.
I choose not to. But the thing is, they all have fingers, hands, wrists, and main upper scapula problems. This is right. It's hard on your body.
Yeah. Well, okay, but thanks for calling. I'm just trying to do the stuff that nobody cares about right now, and I'll let you know if like if you want to just hang out, you can just let me know. You can just hang out.
I'm trying to honor your situation because it's like you don't have like a particular schedule.
Yeah.
So it could be at a really bad time for you, like in the middle of my day.
It's not a bad
Or-
time. It's just I don't have anything to say really. It's just so
All right, how about this? I don't need to be entertained. That's like the last thing I want, right?
okay.
It's at a really high time for me, and I am as well. Like right now, I look down my Medicare card, the attorney letter, an award letter, a check, a ATM bill, a bank staff. It's like the most like just mindless stuff I don't do well. However, like you said, if you have any kind of education, it has been grunt work. If people have ever gotten up there in life without stepping on others, they've had to do that. And then that stuff that you hate pays off. But the good thing is that ultimately you have bigger and better. God gave you a purpose, a goal, divine. The company is called Divine Purpose Wellness that I own. Okay, it's an LLC, and limited liability corporation.
Mm-hmm.
You could easily do that. That means less taxes. You don't have to deal with people. You have a few people you trust if something happens to you, but you're kind of on your own. But you have to like pay your taxes and do the right thing. But the point is,
Right.
you're that type. Most people cannot work for themselves. I'm gonna let you go, but just remember, I won't call you thinking it's not a good time because I'm so sensitive about that.
You can always
And
just
maybe
call
you're
me.
just waiting
It's
for
fine.
me, and I'm like, no, I won't.
I'm
Does that make sense?
I'm not the one who's saying this is a bad time. I'm just letting you know this is what you're walking into when you call me,
I
because
get it. But
I'm
you're saying it's not a bad
being
time.
respectful to
We
your
both do.
to your at your own discretion. I told you I'm on a live stream. I don't think anyone's gonna really care, because I don't really have that many people in here right now.
So someone heard me. Oh God.
It's just no. It's just like there's no one's in here listening to what we're talking
No,
about.
you were always
They're
lying.
just
Oh God.
they're just
Oh my God.
looking to buy comic books. That's it.
I could go. I didn't even think of that.
I
Like, is my voice out there? People could hear me. I don't care if it's one person.
it doesn't matter.
Just delete it.
It can't do no. It's
I'm overwhelmed.
okay.
In the book?
Spring break, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were going to California to Chino to visit my cousins, and we stopped in Las Vegas. I begged and pleaded with my parents to take me to like a big tits and feather show, that's what they're called, and because I had seen that in Viva Las Vegas, the movie. So I begged them to go, and they said, "But you're only 17." And I said, "Well, I dressed up. I put a little wiglet on. I patted my boobs. I dressed really sexy, put a ton of makeup, eyelashes, everything on, and went with them to see this show, Casino de Prairie at the Dunes Hotel. And I sat down, and the maitre d' came over and said, "Are you a showgirl?" And I said, "Oh my God, no." And I started freaking out because I thought they were going to bust me. I'm here drinking a glass of champagne with my mom and dad, and I'm underage. I had a fake ID that I had made.
And your parents let you use it?
Yeah, I begged, I pleaded to go to the show.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, the dance captain, this woman named Fluffy, comes out and asks me if I would go backstage, puts on a record, has me dance, and says, "Would you like to be in the show? We're starting auditions tomorrow morning for the new show, Viva La Girls." Which is
What?
Viva Las Vegas, Viva La Girls.
That doesn't happen anymore.
I know, and it did happen. And then my parents drugged me screaming and crying back to Colorado. We had moved to Colorado by then, and wouldn't let me do it. And I made their life a living hell for the next 3 or 4 months before I graduated. And they finally signed this document that said I could do it. They had to sign
And so
off on me.
they let you in later?
No, it was that the rehearsals were starting in the summer, and I had to finish high school. And second I finished, I hopped in my little red Firebird and headed to Vegas and had a job. Isn't that crazy?
So it did just happen to you.
It did. I dreamed it. I dreamed it.
You know what's funny is I get that. There was an instance where in my college, Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green, Kentucky,
Wow.
which I love, they said there's this guy Leo Burmester. He was in The Abyss, Broadway. He went to Western. He's coming and he wants to hear some monologues. So the seniors are going to get to do some monologues, just like seven.
Nice.
But I was a junior.
So were you in acting, all that drama
Yep.
classes?
And I was a junior, and I went to the head of the department. I said, I want to give monologues. She's like, well, you're not a graduating senior. And I go, I flipped out. I was like, you have to let me. Because in my head, I swear to God, I remember Leo's going to come down. I'm going to give a monologue. He's going to like, this kid's got it. He is going to bring me to New York. That's what I thought. And I really believed it. I really believed it. He is going to see me, and he is going to, and I'm telling you, this is how it happened. They agreed. I was the last one to go in class. Leo, after the monologue, said, come here. I want you to do it again, but I want you to do it like this. And I did it again. And then he goes, come here. And now the class is getting restless because no one's gone more than once. And again, I did it 5 times. I'm crying. He has me crying.
Oh my God.
And the class leaves. And he grabs me and he says, you've got it. You just keep working.
Wow.
You've got it. It's right here in your heart. It's in your heart.
That's a game changer.
I told that story. And then Dr. Combs, who was our teacher later on, said to me, I don't know what he saw in you, but that Leo Burmester really thought you had it. You were the only one he mentioned.
God.
And Leo left a message on my recorder at my apartment in college and said, later on, he said, hey, it's Leo Burmester. I talked to my agent about you. Is there any way you can get to New York and meet them?
Wow.
And I flew to New York and I met them. But I had, I had to finish college. And they said, see us afterwards. And then I went to them after that. And I couldn't get a call back because it was another year, so they never called me back. But anyway, it worked out. But that gave me
the whole jumping off point.
But what you're saying is like if you see it, if you really believe it, it's amazing how shit can happen.
I swear.
And I think the older you get, you don't see it as much.
I think you don't. I think when you're a kid, you're still dreaming. You're allowed to dream. I can't tell you how many times things like that happen to me. I mean, Elvis, meeting Elvis and ending up with him changing the entire trajectory of my life.
Inside of You is brought to you by Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Ryan and I talk about this all the time. We have Rocket Money. We use Rocket Money. How many times do you watch a show and you just do the what is called free trial period, and then all of a sudden 6 months later I spent $80? How did that happen? Well, not with Rocket Money. It's not going to happen. Ryan actually tried it. It was like, it's funny, I was using Rocket Money. I go, come on, you're kidding around. He's like, no, it actually helped me out.
No, it did. Yeah, and it does help.
Yeah, it does, absolutely.
See all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. For any you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them with just a few taps.
Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all of your accounts. Easily create a personalized budget with custom categories to help keep your spending on track. See your monthly spending trends in each category to know exactly where your money is going.
Get alerts if bills increase in price, there's unusual spending activity, or if you're close to going over budget.
Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/inside. That's rocketmoney.com/inside. rocketmoney.com/inside. The title of the book, The Talented Farter. Yeah. This is a wonderful story about a little boy whose only gift, his only real talent is tooting. He makes his tune sound like everything you hear in everyday life. So little Michael loved Halloween, but nothing frightened his friends more than when Michael would stink up a good scare. You hear that?
Oh, I heard it.
It is a lovely story, and it's beautifully illustrated by my friend Heath, and Simon Schuster's putting it out. It's going to be in tons of bookstores and available on Amazon. I'm so proud of it. Where'd you meet him?
And I did not sleep with him. I went and saw his show.
Did you kiss him?
I did.
Was it a good kiss?
It was fantastic.
Was it
Happened to
tongue?
have World Open
Yes.
at 32. No, sorry.
Age, people go, why didn't you sleep with him? And first of all, I was a virgin.
I'll keep an eye out for it. I know I had a few of them, but
17. Were you about to be 18?
they were sold
Yes.
months ago.
So
Very
it was
close.
almost September. It was like a couple of weeks.
In those days, nobody even winked at it, right?
Oh, they did.
Oh, they did?
Elvis was surrounded with guys who were telling him, you do this, you do that. They're not going to let him go.
But didn't you have a fake ID?
Yeah, but no, that's not going to work there. They don't ask for your ID before they sleep with
How
you.
old was he at the time?
He was young. He was gorgeous. I think 34.
34.
He had just done that big special on TV where he wore the black leather jacket and the black leather pants.
If I could dream of a better land. I love that song.
Hey, that's good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
So anyway, but I had thought about, I'm going to meet Elvis. I'm going to meet with Elvis. And I ended up meeting Elvis, hanging out with him for a whole entire night. He tells me I need to get out of Vegas. He tells me you do not want to stay here and be the oldest showgirl in Las Vegas. I told
You
him I'm the
listened to him.
youngest showgirl in Las Vegas right now, and he said, "How old are you?" I said 17, and so that was a big,
Yeah.
Anyway, so but we just talked all night. He was
He's really sweet.
fantastic, super sweet, super nice. We sang on the piano. He said, "You have a nice voice. Why don't you sing? Why don't you go get a gig somewhere singing?" I was like, "Really? I only ever sang in choir in school." And he said, "Yeah, just get the hell out of Vegas. You should not be here. You're too young. It's a dead-end job." Because I know a lot of showgirls here after their career,
It's nothing much.
done
Did he give you his number? No.
No, that was that. It was a one night. Bye bye.
Can you still, I know this sounds like a stupid question, but I have a feeling, can you still hear his voice talking to you?
Yeah, I suppose if I lay there and relax.
Can you still hear him talking to you?
Yeah, probably.
Because I probably would have remembered that. I'll go, hey, you gotta just gotta go with it. Gotta go with your heart. But
Thank
you
you.
can't stay here all
Thank you.
I mean, right?
Yeah, kind of like that. He was kind of. He was very kind of a young.
You have great lips.
Oh my God, Michael. anyway, it did change my life because I really would have been the oldest showgirl in Las Vegas right now, 72, damn. But I thought,
Beautiful.
I'm gonna listen to Elvis. I'm getting the hell out of here. I started taking singing lessons, and I got a singing gig in Vegas in my show. And then when my contract was up, I mean, I thought I was gonna stay there the rest of my life because I had made it to the big time. That was it. I'm done. And ended up leaving and moving to Europe and getting in a band. So
All this is in the book.
yeah, it's all
Yours
in there.
truly,
Yeah.
Elvira.
Yes. It's pretty
Best-selling
bizarre.
New York Times.
Yes.
Did you ever role play behind closed doors in your Elvira outfit? For anybody, any guy?
No, that's a very sad thing. People ask me that. Never. Because I did not want to fuck up my wig.
Is that the only reason?
Yeah.
What if they got you another wig that kind of looked
I
like
had
it?
too much freaking. My wig was too good. It took too much money to style. I could not fuck it up.
Did you look at yourself from the outside in and say, that's a fucking sexy character I created?
Yeah, probably at some time. I think of it as more goofy.
It is, but that's what's great about her. She doesn't take herself seriously. She's sexy because she's goofy and doesn't, you know what I mean? Just kind of, it was like flirty and fun.
Yeah, you know where I honestly think that whole thing started, and I think I got it from there was when I was a showgirl in Vegas, and all covered head to toe in feathers and everything, but of course my boobs are hanging out. I've got everything else is covered pretty much, But I'm dancing around the stage, and they had a number. I wore glasses then, really, really thick glasses. I was so damn blind, you couldn't believe. So, of course, when I was a showgirl, I couldn't wear glasses. Back then they only had hard contact lenses, and they would kill me because I'd have, 2 or 3 pairs of eyelashes on the top, 2 pairs on the bottom, and the eye makeup would just kill me, awful.
Yeah.
So I didn't wear glasses. So when I was in rehearsals, I kept running into the wall and falling off the stage and things like that. And they built a number around me where I came out and danced around with a male singer, and I ran into the curtains and got all wrapped up in them.
People
and then
laughed.
I ran, and people died laughing. I walked towards the front of the stage, and he would just grab me back the second before I stepped off of it. And it became like a big number in the show that people really, really loved. And I saw that I was being sexy, but I was acting like a dork, So
And that's where it originated.
I think it might have, a combination of sexy and stupid. I don't know if it was stupid, but just slapstick.
When you first started doing it, you were probably getting pennies. Like they weren't paying you a lot
Oh, no.
to play, right?
No, when I started Elvira, $3.50 a week before tax.
Really?
Yeah.
And when did you know? All right, they're gonna pay because this is big.
Well, they didn't want to pay. I was the #1 show on this very small station right down here in Hollywood. It was KHJ. Yeah, it's now KCAL.
Right.
They took them over years ago. But they didn't have a lot of money. But my show began to be the biggest thing on there. There are other shows for like Jack LaLanne. Remember him? Jack LaLanne, the workout guy.
Stuff, yeah.
He was a doll. And Meredith McRae doing something about Around Town or something. And so, #1 show. Doesn't take much. But so I knew that money was coming in. So we asked for more money, and they said no, they couldn't pay me anymore. So we asked for the rights to start a fan club. And then the next contract came up. We asked for more money. They wouldn't pay, so we asked for the rights to make T-shirts. So basically,
Forever.
Merchandising.
Right.
And then every time something would come up, we'd ask for more rights. And pretty soon, they didn't realize it, but I had all the rights. I had all the rights. And then that was that. Then I started working my own deals.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
But you were the 2 finalists in Gilligan's Island. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was so bizarre. The girl that was the other finalist was right next door to me, Judy Baldwin. In the whole city, wouldn't it be bizarre if your next door neighbor was up against you? And
Yeah.
It was weird. But yeah, they ended up going with a girl that neither of us. And we did these grueling auditions where one was a singing audition, one was an acting one was a dancing one. Anyway.
Are you glad you didn't get it?
Oh my God! Thank God! If I would have gotten
It
it would have been a one-time thing. I would have shot it. It was going to be the kind of like a pilot for a whole new Gilligan's Island, but it didn't take off, and I would have missed the Elvira audition. So that would have been that.
And you really dated Robert De Niro?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to say dated, but I went out with him one night.
Was it weird?
It was fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Eat spaghetti?
That's fantastic.
What did he do with
I hope people see that.
I want to get some pasta. Grease at me.
He had just done that movie, Bang the Drum Slowly.
Yeah.
And he was just getting ready. I mean, when I met him, he's sitting there telling me, oh my God, I just got this part. I'm going to be working with Marlon fucking Brando. And he was just losing his mind. Yeah.
And it was just a fun night.
It was just a super fun night. He was awesome, really cute and fun, and that was it. Bye-bye. He went back to New York. I was here in LA. Yeah.
God. I know on a downer, but you were really close friends with Paul Rubens.
Yeah, really close.
And that hit you hard?
Really hard. Still hit me hard. It's like I talked to Paul every couple of days, at least for the hours on the phone. It was really crazy. He'd call late at night. I'd go, I called him Pee Wee, and he called me Elvira there. He'd go, Pee Wee, it's 10:30. I'm going to bed. And he's going, no, I just have a story to tell you. I swear. It'll only take about an hour and a half. Just hold on. I just have to tell you something really quick. And I go, no, Paul, is it? And then he'd start talking, and then like an hour would pass, and I'd be crying. I'd be laughing so hard. I'd just be freaking
He
down.
always made you laugh.
always made me laugh. Although we went through some really hard times with his health, because for the prior 5 or 6 years he gotten different kinds of cancer, and
Yeah.
so sometimes he'd call me and go, "Oh my God, what's happening?" And he'd cry, I'd cry, but he bounced back like crazy. I didn't think he was ever gonna die from it. I really didn't, because he would just bounce back and be perfect again.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then it would metastasize into something else, and that's how it kept going.
Yeah.
So that was
Sucks.
bad. Really sucks. Really sucks. Like, it's having Pee Wee die is like having Santa Claus die or something. It's like a person you don't
I know.
think will ever die.
I know.
You know that? It's
Yeah.
weird.
All right, this is called Shit Talking with Elvira. All right, this is rapid fire. You just have to answer them fast. These are my patrons, patreon.com/inside of you. We love you.
Oh God.
Join today and support us. Jen T, what is your weirdest habit?
Oh, weird. I don't know.
You pick your nose?
Well, yeah.
You bite your fingernails?
No.
You smoke?
No.
Weed?
Yes.
Okay. Is weed a habit?
Just for going to sleep.
Okay, it's a habit. Jan and Jenny, what was your favorite movie to spoof on your Midnight Elvira's movie Macabre, and why?
Oh God. My favorite one is, I don't know, Night of the Living Dead. I think I did it 5 or 6 times. It was just such a freaking brilliant movie, and it had so many funny things that you could make fun of, but it was a brilliant movie.
Dana asked, what is the most annoying question people ask you over and over that I probably already asked you?
The one you just asked me now.
Role play?
Oh, role play? Me? No.
No, wasn't the role play thing when you're Elvira out the one that people ask the most?
Yeah, no, they all, really in the beginning, they'd ask, "Are your boobs real?" That is honestly what they would ask all the time in the beginning. I mean, it's like,
But what do you say?
well, they'd say, "Are they real?" And I'd go, "Of course my fingernails are real." I don't know, something like that. God, I don't know. Thankfully, that's.
I'm going to give you this for your dog. This is my a new product, Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath.
Oh, fantastic. My dog needs that. It just got out of puppy breath into adult dog
That's
breath.
why I made that. It's like you just
You made it?
Yeah, it's mine, Rosie. Those are my dogs.
You're kidding. Oh my God.
Yeah, so you just put a capful in your dog's water, and
I'm gonna do
it's
some myself.
odorless and tasteless. Cheap plug, but I had to do it. So give it to your dogs.
I
It's for
will.
you.
I love it.
And last
I'm
but
gonna
not
take
least,
some too.
you sign my Elvira Funk Thing.
Absolutely. Okay, you have a good pen there.
I have mine. She has hers, and she has her Puppy Fresh Breath.
Isn't that? But there's a funny story with Pee Wee. One birthday, we always have a birthday together, and he'd invite around 10 or 12 people, and we're all sitting at the table, and one person says to Paul, "Oh wow, you just got like a maquette, like a statue of you. That must be so awesome. I mean, who at this table can say they have a maquette of themselves?" And everybody's hand went up except for like 2 guys. It was like 9 people there, had their own action figure maquette.
People are,
So bizarre. So it's like you and me. Yeah.
Look at that.
Let's trade these. What?
The statue.
I know.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Santiago
I love
made that. Yeah, like a fan made that. He was awesome.
Oh, really? Just a one-off thing?
Yeah, he made that. And they made one for Tom of Clark Kent. So,
That's fantastic.
yeah. What's your favorite horror movie of all time?
Oh, Christ of all time. Well, yeah, I'm going back to, again, the
Scariest.
the first one I ever saw was House on Haunted Hill as a kid, and that just got
Isn't that
me
Vincent Price?
100%
Yeah.
into horror. That's why I loved him so much.
Yes.
So that's like my favorite because it sort of changed my whole life, Scariest, I'm still going to go with The Exorcist. I know people
Look
say
right there. Linda Blair signed it.
I sat next to Linda Blair at The Exorcist, and I thought I was going to freaking jump out of my skin. And it was that director's cut where she walked like a crab, down the stairs upside down.
Yes.
And I was
there. Was it at the Man's Theater?
Yes.
I was there.
You're kidding.
This is like
You must have been like
1998,
12 years old.
99.
You were like 12 or 13.
No, wait a minute. Wasn't this like 99 when they did
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 52. I was older than that.
Okay.
Just the power of Christ to comparison.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like a fundraiser for an animal rights thing or something. But yeah, I sat right next to Linda, and I was absolutely scared out of my mind. I don't know. It was really
My friend
creepy.
Jason Patrick,
Yeah. Oh.
name drop.
Yeah.
His dad is the lead priest.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Father Marin.
Good Lord. That was a
Jason
scary
Miller.
damn movie. I don't
It
think
was.
it'll ever be.
The scariest part of that movie is when he's sitting next to her, and all of a sudden, The drawer opens, and he goes, "Do that again." And she looks at him and goes, "In time." And he goes, "No, do it now. In time." And
Wow, you remember that? Oh,
you speak Latin? Go ahead and let me. Yes. Yeah, I remember all that weird shit.
you really did.
Yeah,
I can't remember any
look around you, this horror. I'm geeking out. All right, look, I love you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
This has been amazing.
I love you too.
You're
This is
amazing.
fun. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks. She's just a gem. She's just an absolute gem. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you like this episode, if you're here for Cassandra Peterson and you enjoyed it, please write a review. Stick around. Support the podcast. Patreon.com/inside of you. And well, that was a damn treat. Right now we're gonna She's a legend.
It's great.
She's a legend. A freaking legend. I have a legend right here on that couch in this room, man. And it was pretty cool.
It is weird to sort of sit here sometimes and then think about people who sat here.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. Keanu Reeves was sitting there. Keeper was sitting there. It's just neat.
A lot of famous butts been right here.
A lot of famous ass on these couches. Famous ass. Fame ass. Fame ass.
Fame ass.
Fame ass on these couches. All right, let's go to the people who really make this possible. These are my patron friends. Patreon.com/society. We're going to read the top tiers. These are folks that give a little extra and make this podcast possible. You know who you are, but I'm going to say your name, and Ryan will help me. Nancy freaking D, Little Lisa or Lil Lisa, Yukiko, Jill E, and Ryan H, Nico P, and Rob L, and Jason Dreamweaver, Sophie M, Raj C, Jennifer N, Stacy L, Jamal F, Janelle B, Mike, Eldon Supremo, 99 more, Santiago M, Maddie S, Kendrick F, for the love of God. How about Belinda N, or Dave Bull, Ray Hanada,
Brad D, though.
Tabitha T. What?
You said you missed Brad
Brad
D.
D. How did I miss Brad D?
Well, I got him.
I love Brad D. Tom N, Tabitha T, Talia N, Betsy D. I love you all. Rhiannon C.
Corey K, Michelle A, Jeremy C, Mr. M, Eugene Andrea,
Don't forget, yeah.
Salty Ham, Mel S, Eric H, Oracle. We just watched an episode called Oracle.
Maybe that's what her name's.
Maybe that's what it is. Amanda R, William K, Kevin E, Jor L, Jam and J, Leanne J, Luna R, Mike F, Jules M, Jessica
B. Breyer. Don't forget Breyer and Kaylee J, and Charlene A, Mary Louise L, Romeo the band. I love you guys. This is awesome. Frank D, I know we have to blitz through your names because there's so many, but sometimes I just want to say them nicely. Jen T, April R, Randy S, Claudia, Rachel D, Jen Carolina Girl, Lorelai L, Nick W, Stephanie Evan, known as Stefan, Charlene A, Don G, Jenny B76, Tina E, Angie Tracy, Keith B, Heather and Greg, Ellie K, Elizabeth L, Ben B, Jammin, Pierre C, Hello Solga, and Ingrid C, Christina S, and Brandon C, Mrs. Lex Luthor, Dave T, and David L. We love you. We can't do the show without you. From the Hollywood Hills in Hollywood, California, I am Michael Rosenbaum.
Ryan Tails. Hello,
Ryan. Good to see you. Little wave to the camera. We love you. And as always, please, please, please be good to yourself. I'll see you soon. Whenever you want to listen to me, I'll be here for you. So, there you go. Be good to yourself. You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being here today and supporting the podcast. I really appreciate it. A lot of times you may not know the guest, and I think you'll learn a lot and you'll get a lot out of this guest. DJ Qualls has been around a while, and he's so open with his thoughts and his feelings and what he's been through. And he's had a really cool career, and I really love sitting with him. So if you're here, and you don't know, I appreciate you sticking around. There's some guests you'll know their name right away, some names you won't, but you go, oh, I know that guy. I'm like that guy, Ryan. If people look at me and go, I think I know him, but no. I met him It's a grocery store. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. If you want to follow us and support us, Patreon is a platform that you can support the little podcasts and keep them going like ours. So if you want to join and help this podcast, join Patreon, Patreon, patreon.com/inside of you. And I really appreciate it. There's like different tiers, and I send boxes, blah, blah, blah. Also, the Inside of You online store has a bunch of merch and Smallville scripts and things that get signed, blah, blah, blah. So check that out. Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath, I have to mention, it's my picture of my doggies. You just do 1 cap of this in your dog's bowl of water every day, and their breath is going to be a lot better. It's Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath on Amazon. And the Fart Book, of course. My Fart Book comes out October 22nd. So please get a book. It's fun, and the illustrations are great. It's a great little story. There it is. I hope you'll get The Talented Farter. I spent a lot of time on this, and I really, really hope you like it too. And there's a lot of great stuff. Also, I'm on Instagram, at the Michael Rosenbaum. On the link tree, you can see where I'm going, cameos, blah, blah, blah. I really appreciate you. And Ryan?
Yeah.
How much did you love New Jersey?
I loved New Jersey.
Did you have a great time?
I did. I've never been to New Jersey as a destination before.
In the con. It's
and
crazy,
it was a
right?
perfectly good reason to go. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I got to see you do the thing that you do.
Yeah, the thing that I do. Wasn't that a movie, That Thing You Do?
Oh, I love that movie.
Was there a movie called That Thing You Do?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Is that with Tom Hanks' son?
No, Tom Hanks directed it, and he was also, it's the one about the one-hit wonder in the 60s.
Oh, yeah. Is that really good?
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it
It's
out.
great. The song is incredible. That it's based on. Like, it's based on, like, a one-hit wonder song, and, like, they had, like, somebody, like, it's
All right, I'm going to check it out.
It's
I'm going
great.
to check it out. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get inside DJ Qualls. It's my point of view. You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum was not recorded in front of a live studio audience. I love how, I've been trying to get you on this podcast for a while. I asked you a long time ago, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then schedules.
Yeah.
I mean, you were just telling me that you're leaving to the UK and then you're through November.
Yeah, I'm booked every single week until November. I mean, I think it stems from, like, my dad called me lazy growing up, and it really stuck with me.
Yeah.
And
Did he call you dumb too?
No, he never called me dumb.
I got dumb.
Because I'm smarter than him.
Yeah.
And he knows it. And I love my dad, but parents had, he was a teenage parent. I'm from the rural South, and people are like 15, 16 having children, so you sort of don't know how to responding to your child like it's somebody like your same age, right? And being called lazy as a child, like now when I turn something down or that I could do, I mean, okay with turning things down that don't make sense for me, or
Right.
but if I can do it and I don't, it's sort of this.
You feel guilty.
I feel guilty and ungrateful, and I hate that. Like I hate that feeling more than anything.
I wish I felt that way. I think I might have felt that at some time in my life. I guess the older I get, the more I feel like I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I want to be, as long as if I don't have to do something, I don't feel bad. I guess I feel bad that, it's like, I'm not calling myself talented, the saying like, wasted talent. Like I tend not to work as much in acting,
Right.
because I'm not really interested in a lot of things.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to do something, because being on set, I've talked about this ad nauseum, but like, it's long hours. It's not as glamorous as everyone thinks.
Of course, and you spend 9 hours of your day
More.
in a cameraman's crotch doing one like off camera for somebody.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it lost its luster a little bit, but I think if it's the right thing, I'll do it. But you love acting.
Well, no, actually, I'm exactly where you are right now. So during the pandemic, my buddy and I formed a production company, and so we just finished our first movie last year.
What?
And yeah, it was crazy. I had 77 employees and the keys to the stage. And then during that, I got offered a recurring role on Chuck Lorre's new HBO show, Bookie.
Wow.
And I was like, well, that makes sense. I'll do that. And the shock of going there and not being in charge was profound for me. And then I realized I've already had this experience. I've been acting for 25 years. and you longer.
Probably, I guess longer. Yeah, probably. I mean, not counting college, but probably 20, 30 years.
Yeah. So it's 25 years for me this year, and I just feel like I've had this experience, and unless I really like the thing or something practical, like I've never been to that place before, or sometimes it's about money,
Or you like the director.
yeah, there's a
or
myriad
whatever.
of reasons, but more than not, there's a myriad of reasons for me not to do these things, and especially when people are trying to day play you for a
Bigger
whole
part,
episode. Yeah. I would be so, because people respect you with money, and that's how Hollywood works. And
Yeah.
if it's not art and you're not being paid also when there is money available,
Then you feel bad.
you feel like that you're being overlooked and not valued.
Yeah.
And then your brain does this. I'm actually saving you money if you think about it, because it's going to be done quick and right.
Yeah.
And because there's not that, and because that would I would be worried that my behavior would suffer. That I don't want my behavior to suffer. So that's also the phrase that I've developed over the